6:30 a.m. right now on this Monday. It's October 4th. I'm Michael Gorgiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Adelle Caballero is here looking at some backups. Route 3 right now in New Jersey, and Maria LaRosa checking on the weather.
Yeah, it's been a pretty sunrise. It's definitely chilly. We still have a few places that have dipped below freezing this morning. But yeah, the clouds and that low fall sun angle adding a little color to the sky. So you might still have that peachy pink glow outside your window. But it is chilly. You want the jackets again today. 46 degrees at Central Park. We're down below freezing. Sussex and Poughkeepsie right at 30 degrees there. 39 in Bridgeport. 44 in Islip. But still don't need the umbrella today. It's sun and clouds. And temperature-wise, right on target for what's average this time of year. So it's still keeping us in the 50s today. By 1 o'clock, 57 degrees. Still about that through 4 p.m. Dry with clouds moving into tonight. And that's really going to keep those temperatures holding into the mid-50s even into tomorrow morning. So more on the warm-up in a bit, but at 6:30, almost 6:31, we do have those delays. Adele, what's the latest?
Yeah, we've got a few things going on. Actually, things are definitely starting to trickle in now. Your 2, 3B, D trains, you've got delays both ways. New Jersey Transit, Northeast Corridor and Atlantic City Line. You can expect to see service changes, namely some cancellations. So definitely give yourself plenty of extra time through there. We have been keeping a close eye on a crash on Route 3 eastbound over by the Turnpike Western Spur. It's actually just been cleared from the roadway. You are going to see some slowdowns, though, going back to about Route 21. So give yourself a little bit of extra time through there. And if you are going to be driving around today, as a reminder, alternate side parking rules and meter rules are in effect. Darlene, back to you.
Thank you very much, Adele. 6:31. Maria LaRosa is checking on this weather school bus forecast.
Yeah, here we go. It is a little cool out there, so if you can get the kids to wear the jacket, that'd be a good idea. We have some 30s out there and close to freezing temperatures. Through the day today, it does stay cool, but it stays dry. So any after-school activities, you're stuck in the 50s, but a big warm-up and record-setting warmth on the way. I'll talk about that in the 10-day forecast.
Thanks, Maria. Also ahead, crashes.
Heading westbound, we've got a couple lanes closed off here for a crash over by exit 42, already causing backups through the area. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to help you get around it. But let's take a live look outside right now. Inbound approach to the Lincoln Tunnel. Michael, Darlene, we've got 40-minute delays.
Thank you. And you can now watch Today in a Bowl. Love
All
that.
right.
Amazing. And it was great running weather for spectators, for runners.
Yeah.
It was cool, right? But we have dry and just gorgeous sunshine, of course, and below average for this time of year. November 4th, average highs right about 58 degrees. So today we're right on target for November 4th when you're talking about averages, and anything but, though, heading the next few days. In fact, by Wednesday, we peak for the week at 77 degrees. That would be a new record, new daily record for Central Park, and so many other places will be climbing close to or exceeding the record highs for the date. So another warm stretch here. And even with our cool down, as I mentioned, it is still going to be above average, which is continuing to keep us at #1 warmest year to date at Central Park. This is the latest numbers. We're kind of widening that gap now between first and second place, thanks in part to the mild October that we had. And of course, the relatively warm start to November. Yes, as cool as some of these days have been, it's still, again, above average. Now, as far as where we're talking, how we're talking about the rainfall, that is not happening this week. It is not until the end of the weekend into early next week do we have a chance for some rainfall. This one's looking pretty good and may actually have some ties to some tropical weather. I'll show you that in a second. So the short-term story for sure is the chill this morning. So grab your jacket. 46 degrees and a east-northeast wind. Going to keep some clouds around from time to time, but temperature-wise, just about 58 degrees by 2 o'clock, staying in the mid-50s overnight. So tomorrow morning, we're going to start off relatively mild, certainly warmer than this morning. If you're heading to the polls early, election day planner for you. Some sun, a few clouds, but very warm at 72 degrees by 3 o'clock, and we'll still be in the mid and upper 60s through the evening hours. All right, this tropical weather, we have potential tropical cyclone 18. This forecast to become a hurricane by tomorrow, impacting western Cuba and then emerging into the Gulf of Mexico as a Category 1 hurricane. So by the end of the week into the weekend, we'll definitely keep our eye on the Gulf Coast for potential impact of a tropical storm. That would be Rafael. And that could bring us some showers to our area, get dragged up here by Sunday into Monday. So that's our tie. But you can see temperatures, once they slip into the 60s, we stay there through next week. All right, 6:48 now. Adele, what's the latest?
Right now, we are keeping a close eye on this crash on the LIE westbound heading into the Northern State Parkway. That's exit 42. You've got 2 lanes closed off now and heavy delays through the area. The Northern State Parkway Parkway, you are going to hit some taps on the brakes, but definitely a much better bet for you. Also, Whitestone Bridge heading into Queens. We've got an accident here taking out a lane, a solid ride heading across the span. Throgs Neck Bridge is still delay free for you. And the Holland Tunnel here, delays have picked up with about 35-minute delays. Let's take another check here at those gas prices. New York, $3.18 a gallon, $2.92 for Jersey. And Connecticut, you've got $3.06 a gallon with your alternate side parking rules in effect for today. Darlene, back to you.
Thank you so much. 6:48.
There, no rainfall to speak of on the radar, and the satellite picture telling that story. We've got 47 now at Central Park, at freezing in Poughkeepsie, close to it in Sussex, 46 in Islip and Belmar, now at 39 degrees. So when you're talking averages this time of year, right about 58, that's where we're going to end up. Sun and clouds, more clouds, especially later. We've got by 2 p.m., 58 degrees. And later on this evening, temperatures close to or just slightly rising heading into tomorrow morning. So we're going to start off quite a bit milder for Election Day. I'll talk about how warm we're going to end up in just a few minutes, but want to get around some of those delays that we are keeping track of. Well, you are, Adele, as always, and perfectly.
Oh, I thank you. That's so sweet. A lot of pressure. No, if you are heading out the doors or planning to use Metro North tomorrow, rather to get out to your polling sites or just to get around town, as a reminder, they will be running on a modified schedule. Select rush hour trains will be running on a modified schedule. They'll be running at 94% normal weekday service. So definitely take that into account. Heading out the door today and heading to your ferries. Winter schedules begin with your New York City ferry. Across the board, though, you are looking good. And as a reminder, Bronx River Parkway, our long-term construction here reduces the roadway down to 1 lane, always causes backups through the area, Yonkers Avenue to 233rd Street. Darlene, back to you.
Thank you. Morning, Marie LaRosa is looking at the weather.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that rain chance. That's not going to happen. It's all to our west, so we continue to stay dry. A few patchy clouds out there. As far as temperatures go, pretty much on target for early November from Hoboken, Long Beach, and Hauppauge, just into the mid-50s with some clouds. But I've got record-setting warmth on its way back. I'll time it out in the 10-day.
Thanks so much. Still ahead.
If you're heading out the door right now, Bell Parkway westbound, we've got a crash that's just popped up over by exit 17, causing major backups through the area. Coming up in just a few minutes, we've also got an update for you on closures that'll impact your commute. But here's a live look now onto the Bell Parkway by JFK Airport. You're watching Today in New York.